So much that could impact the markets this week. I'm Darren, and this is 3 Things for Monday, July the 29th. Saying he wants the U.S. to be the crypto capital of the planet while speaking at a crypto conference in Nashville, President Trump spurred the price over $70K this weekend. Some say he fell in love with crypto after seeing the NFTs of himself and selling some for a nice amount. Whenever the Max 7 is involved, the market could swing either way. With Amazon, Apple, Meta, and Microsoft set to reveal their performances last quarter, will tech rebound from a recent dive this week? Mix this in with some important reports due, and Powell talking after the rate decision and prepare for a roller coaster week. Short seller Andrew Left and Citron Capital have been charged with fraud by the SEC. The charge is $16 million worth of stock manipulation. If guilty, he faces up to 25 years in prison for securities fraud, 20 years on each securities fraud count, and 5 years on false statements. Trade while you sleep it across time zones with Arbitrage Trade Assist. Sign up today at arbitragetrade.com. Arbitrage Trade is your trusted source for business, finance, and tech info.
When I never graduated from high school, I realized I wanted to go back to school because I didn't want to work these back-breaking jobs the rest of my life. With the help of my father and having my son, that was all the motivation that I needed to come back to school. I felt accomplished, made me feel that I could take on whatever challenges life throws at you.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
More Mythbusters. Melina writes, get ready to dive into another edition of a world of busted myths and surprising truths. From explosive toilets to peculiar habits of octopi, each entry offers a fascinating glimpse into the unexpected. Whether it's the physics of buttered toast or the nimbleness of bulls in china shops, the following statements and examples reveal the extraordinary behind the ordinary. Just remember, folks, these myths weren't tested on Mythbusters, the show. The exploding toilet. Can a toilet explode if a stick of dynamite is dropped in it? A stick of dynamite in a toilet causes a spectacular explosion, which confirms that the myth is indeed true and highly dangerous. Yikes. Poppy seed drug test. Can eating poppy seed bagels cause you to fail a drug test? Eating poppy seed bagels can actually cause you to fail a drug test, which proves that this myth is surprisingly true. I sure am glad I didn't eat my favorite kind of everything bagel prior to the drug screen for my new job, buttered toast. Does buttered toast always land butter side down? Buttered toast does tend to land butter side down more often, likely due to its center of gravity, which makes this myth mostly true. Duck quack echo. Does a duck's quack echo? A duck's quack does echo, which debunks the myth that it doesn't, but it's just harder to hear due to the quack's acoustic properties. Elephant and the mouse. Are elephants really afraid of mice? Elephants do show signs of caution around mice, supporting the myth that they are somewhat afraid of these tiny creatures. Peeing on the third rail. Can you be electrocuted by peeing on the third rail of a train track? You can be electrocuted by peeing on the third rail if the urine stream is continuous, which makes this myth both true and extremely dangerous. Ouch. Airplane vacuum suction. Is it true you can get stuck in an airplane toilet? It's possible to get stuck in an airplane toilet due to the vacuum suction, which makes for an uncomfortable but true myth. That would really suck. Swimming after eating. Is it true you should wait at least 30 minutes after eating to go for a swim? It's perfectly safe to swim after eating, which busts the long-held myth that you must wait to avoid cramps. Talking to plants. Does talking to plants make them grow faster? Plants respond to sound waves, but the myth that talking to them makes them grow faster is mostly busted due to minimal vocal impact. Bulls in a china shop. Do bulls in china shops really cause a ruckus and destroy everything in the shop? Bulls in a china shop are surprisingly agile and are careful to avoid obstacles, which busts the myth that they would cause massive destruction. Needle in a haystack. Is it true that it's impossible to find a needle in a haystack? Well, finding a needle in a haystack is as difficult as the saying suggests, indicating the myth proving nearly impossible. Octopus in a box. Can an octopus escape from a sealed container? Well, an octopus can escape from a sealed container, which reveals their remarkable intelligence and problem-solving skills. On an interesting side note, octopi can experience feelings of boredom and they can be picky eaters. A captivated octopus in Pennsylvania waited for a researcher to return to her tank before the octopus shoved her food down the drain. She did this to express discontentment of stale food versus food caught in the wild, like nature intended. I hope you enjoyed this week's production of a blend of science, exploration, and jolts of excitement. Stay tuned for more thrilling content in the next edition of More Mythbusters. Stop watching and start living using Pips, our AI bot. Go to arbitragetrade.com and check out Arbitrage Trade Assist.
Women are bad with money. That's what the world's been saying for centuries. But now, we've got something to say.
Save it. It's time to save ourselves
by saving our money.
Until we're no longer 80% more likely than men to live in poverty in retirement.
Save it. The falsehoods, the feelings of fault.
Then, the funds. Learn how to save for your retirement at wesaysaveit.org.
Pip's Pick of the Day. Arbitrage algorithms have detected a possible uptrend for Direxion Daily 10-Year Treasury Bull 3x shares ETF, and that is simply known as TYD. That's the ticker. It's a daily leveraged 3x exposure to the ICE U.S. Treasury 7 to 10-year bond index. This index is designed to rise when yields fall, making TYD a highly leveraged bet on falling yields. A green arrow showed up on our indicators Friday, so upward movement is more possible as the compass line crossed the momentum line. The compass also passed over the mean line, so if it can stay above, we may see some gains. ETFs generally trade in a tight channel, but the market could see a lot of volatility up or down this week, so watch this and always set limits and stop losses. Current price is $25.93, 52-week high of $28.62, and a 52-week low of $22.25. Remember, we are not financial advisors. We provide an algorithmic AI bot service called PIPS. Please do your own research.
Arbitrage Trade Analytics LLC is a privately held research company. Arbitrage Trade Analytics LLC is solely responsible for the preparation and distribution of the contents of this podcast. The opinions offered in this podcast are for informational purposes only and are not intended to function as investment advice. Seek a duly licensed professional for investment advice. For more information about the informational research and services offered by Arbitrage Trade Analytics LLC, please visit arbitragetrade.com.